He's got the ground game. It's the coach. This is the 2019 season on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Oakland Raiders. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, is Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, as the 2019 regular season starts speeding toward a conclusion, not too many games remain to be played here in Oakland, California. The pregame festivities here in Oakland have to be seen to be believed. This crowd in silver and black, they are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. From up top, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles Davis, as always, with me as well. And CD, defenses better be on their toes in this one because we got two quarterbacks who love to throw the football, and they throw it very well.
Over 4,000 yards each in the previous season. So what you're saying is, if you're a defender, hope you prepared properly. Hydrated, stretched, be on your toes, as you said, because the ball's coming your way.
Derek Carr set and ready to roll as he leads the Raiders out onto the field. Carr in his 6th season, 28 years of age, former second-round pick back in 2014, and a lot of people feel this is a critical season for Derek Carr as a Raider. Remember, there were whispers that the Raiders might be in the market for a QB in the draft, even contemplating maybe making a run at Kyler Murray, but in the end, they stood pat with Derek Carr, hoping that he's the long-term answer. The throw complete here to Williams. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have eyes for this 27-year-old receiver. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout.
Try to win this one.
We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this.
The one against the Lions and all that. 34-3. Holy shit. We got mollywopped. Getting the
on 1st and 10, here's Carr.
Oh,
and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And the offensive starters here for the Raiders.
The partner sometimes is good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
Carr completes it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. That's the number 2 receiver.
It's a better night if I win this game.
Tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
That's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Now the first carry for Doug Martin. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now a look at the Chargers starting 11 on defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they
So
know
watching
that
a
going
hockey
against a team
game
with this
today.
magnitude and the way that they're
Washington
playing,
is still
they
the
cannot
best
afford
team.
to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
Hey, I could say the Raiders is the best team, but I'd be lying.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
But yeah, I was watching the playoffs for the hockey, kind of getting into hockey. And it's still the Carolina Hurricanes versus
Solid
The
gain
Florida
of 18
Panthers?
and a
Man,
Raider
Florida
first down.
Panthers. Yeah, right?
They've got good
Yeah. Wait,
playmakers on
is
the
it?
offensive side of the ball. I don't know
I
what
think it is
happened
Florida
last week
Panthers.
to really hurt their
They're
performance
beating
and
them all
hold down their
up.
production, but I
They
would dare
beat
say
the
that
shit
this
out
week in
of
practice,
crazy.
there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their
No, I
efficiency.
am
Yeah, it
not.
was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame.
I am not going to
That's
give
what
us
they did
calm.
there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think
I haven't
the
been
coaching
20
staff
calm
really
for
gets
like
on
the
them, and that's
past
how they motivate
2
them.
years, to
Most
be
of these
honest.
guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Kind of miss going to the cons. Little cons that we have here in Brazil. But maybe next year. They're having one.
Now on first down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he
Ugly.
goes.
What the
Credit the
fuck?
sack to Joey
What's
Bosa.
going on, dude?
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to
No.
go through his progressions,
Not great
find someone to
job,
get
man.
rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the
that's
football.
great.
That led to the sack.
Are you going to
Work
go
to be
cons?
done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Carr on the bootleg. Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tyrell Williams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Well, that's how they envisioned it. Get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And that makes it 7-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Chargers under 3rd-year coach Anthony Lynn. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of NC State. It's Phillip Rivers.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They go play action here on first down. Going underneath for Gordon.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout. And that means your offense has to keep pace.
27 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Rivers throwing complete to his tight end, Henry. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Well, going over some notes in the pregame and looking at Phillip Rivers' record against Oakland, 18-8 all-time against them. And those 18 wins, more than he's had against any other team. And unless these two squads, unlikely, but unless they will meet up in the playoffs, this is the last time that Phillip Rivers will face the Oakland Raiders. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Not if you're paying 920.
On 3rd down, Rivers.
Oh, no dice.
Throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
What?
And This is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. A little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel, when they put the foot to the ball.
Give me a second. Let's keep some play time. Excuse me. What do I have? Richard Schmidt. Let's see. This guy got.
Whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now a carry for Jacobs. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. We know this offense, they're built around passing the football. That time, the running game didn't suit them so well.
Not so well, but they have to do it every so often. You have to be able to control the pass rush a little bit, make them somewhat hesitant before they come and get your quarterback. At least have the illusion that you have a running game.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
No!
And that pass is going to be intercepted by the DB Desmond King. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside the quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. Give him a couple on the catch at 2nd and 8. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some time off. Here you get right back to work on the game plan mentally, and probably not put any pads on until you play again Thursday night.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Matt Darr to kick it away. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Taken in at the 11.
Get ready, get ready.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
65, 65. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Later one.
Carr gonna throw. And Wilson has it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Martin re-signed with the Raiders May 1st after Isaiah Crowell went down with the Achilles injury. He's out for the year. But Martin now in his 2nd season in Oakland, 723 yards last year. His career numbers are so interesting. 6 seasons in Tampa prior to Oakland, 2 years of 1,400 yards, but then he never topped 500 the other 4 years due to injuries and other various issues. But now he says his full focus is on 2019. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 7-yard line. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run pass option.
Now they're right down here looking for 6. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run. Martin. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play.
And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
Good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. There, this punt will go out. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And now this pass brought in by Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And That pass is going to be intercepted.
dude?
The All-Pro DB Desmond King.
God.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick six. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now Oakland ready to take the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
My God. Fuck, man. But no
He
shit.
didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Desmond King there on the coverage. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
On 2nd and 15 now. Brissett. And that's going to be intercepted. It's the All-Pro safety, Derwin James. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the
Just
first
giving
one
balls
that he
away.
threw, he
Like
couldn't shake,
Oprah,
couldn't
you
get it out
get
of his
one,
head.
you
Can't
get
touch
one,
him on
you
the
get
second one
one.
as a result.
You get
That was a
one.
mistake a little
Every
bit.
Yeah, you
fucking
gotta be
it's
able
a
to
box
forget,
to it.
compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Give them 12 yards there. The Chargers have a first down.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
And this is complete. It's Allen. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
What the fuck did I just... Went wide.
From the gun, Rivers.
Oh, God.
Man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Chargers have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with a run so far. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Brissett. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
Oh my gosh. You fucking kidding me, bro?
That's on the big guard, Gabe Jackson. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. From the shotgun, it's Brissett.
Oh,
And that pass is going to be intercepted by the All-Pro DB Desmond King. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Look at that.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Run 80, 390.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. As far as the early games go in that 1 o'clock window, we'll be focused on that game in Nashville. A big one for the Titans.
We now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. So the Chargers will start the 2nd half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Chargers to take over. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Maurice Hurst able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball gets super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. 3rd and long for Rivers. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Matt Darr now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. With it is Brown. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. So far this has to feel like a horrible dream for him. He's thrown more completions to the other team than he has to his. 3 interceptions.
Now this will test him mentally. This is going to test his mettle and test his fortitude, because once you've thrown those 3, you start to feel sorry for yourself. But you can't do that. There's more football to be played. was talking with Jason Garrett, the coach of the Cowboys, and he mentioned at one point Tony Romo threw 5 interceptions in a game, but turned out to be one of the better games he played because he rallied down the stretch and took them to victory.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw is Brissett. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They go play action with Brissett. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Hunter Renfro hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Carlson now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with an Oakland touchdown. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And a tight game after punting last time. We'll see if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Max Crosby just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they left little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Cleveland Farrell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And instead, they want to throw it off play action. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. He's got a first down of inside the midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw, Brissett. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
On second down, Brissett again. And finding the tight end, Wilson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 21.
One of the advantages of zone defenses, I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Brissett now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. His 1st and 10. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Brissett. That is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Luke Wilson with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Nothing much more rewarding than that for a guy catching it.
Not at all. And with what we just saw there, that type of a one-handed catch, what's next? Maybe they go up and almost Velcro with their jersey in the ball. That's about all that's left. That play, simply spectacular.
So a one-handed grab in the end zone. Not much more impressive than that. Carlson on for the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Rivers from the gun on third down. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. Fighting down past the 45. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's put that team on the clock.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Phillip Rivers, no stranger to fourth-quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. He's going to loft one deep left into a double team, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. He looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you've got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received the gift, that takeaway. Even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches say. I guarantee you he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
You say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 2 yards that time at an Oakland first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
They run with a fullback Smith. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
Check the out, check the out, check the out. Trump. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Big stop, D. Big. Wait. He's coming. We got double up.
They'll try to throw now. The set. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Just like that. You go tight. You got to
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. How about this offensive line, they're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
Watch the twist. Check the backer, check the backer.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to send this game away.
I missed that.
I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays. And that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Max Crosby able to record his 5th sack of the season.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a ball. Now Rivers. And caught by Henry. The reception good for 7. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing Rivers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down.
Come on now.
Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th, now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
To throw, Rivers.
Oh, my God. I missed.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Benson Mayola in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Rivers on 4th down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Slim Shady. Here he comes, Slim Shady.
On 1st down, it's Jacobs. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Jacobs now. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. It's a pickup of 2, and that's good enough to just about write a finish to this one.
And that's why you spend a 1st-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Here's Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Oh, my God. What do you mean? Come on,
so this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Here's another 1st and goal, but from a little further back this time following the penalty.
Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage, and time is going to expire in this football game. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour, and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one.
3 times.
So for Oakland, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Well, that's all, folks.